Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here, and I'm going to do a reading for you. So this reading is going to be a love reading between twin flames, soulmates, whatever name you have for it. And yeah, please keep in mind it is a general reading. So just take what personally resonates with you, leave the rest behind. Okay, information for personal readings and private readings are down below each video in the description box below, along with my email in order to book a reading, and information for payments, tips, and donations to the channel as well. So let's go ahead and start off by pulling the mutual energy between the masculine and feminine in this reading. Please keep in mind it's a general reading, so sexes can be reversed here. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Pull the mutual energy. All right, so we got children here. Your love life is being affected by children. Okay, so with this card coming out, I do feel like definitely this could be a situation where you have children with your masculine and you feel like you're not really getting enough time to spend with them, or you just feel like things have become very routine. Maybe you feel like you've lost like the spontaneity. Maybe it's been a while since you are able to, connect personally or intimately. So I could see here that children is really affecting the relationship in different ways. Okay, I also feel like there is a lot of loyalty here. All right, so I'm seeing loyalty, and I think that loyalty is like the number one thing that is most important to this feminine and the masculine. The feminine is very, very nurturing, very caring, and this masculine is like really a family person. They're like a very fatherly figure is what I'm seeing here as well. Both very, very loyal. So that's important to say. Okay, but there definitely could be some doubts right now coming up in the feminine's mind or the masculine's mind, wondering if the other one is still interested, wondering if they're still attracted, wondering if they're bored, if they're happy, so many different things, because everything has really just become this kind of routine. And I think that sometimes, and this is mutual energy, sometimes the feminine and masculine can really forget to connect with each other at the end of the day. So I feel like, they're both very caring, very nurturing family people, very focused on the children. But at the end of the day, I think that, that life and having children and all of those things can become very, very kind of draining, but also at the same time, it is fulfilling. But it can, at the end of the day, you can become tired and kind of forget to check in with your partner, So I feel like a lot of times at the end of the day with this masculine and feminine, they are a little bit tired, okay? And there is some doubts running through their mind, okay? So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle so you guys know that your cards come out naturally and organically. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here further at the mutual energy. What is going on here in the mutual energy? You guys might have two dogs, and I'm seeing like another very small pet. So I'm seeing two dogs and also another pet that might be like a hamster or like a gerbil or like something very small. So we got differences, okay? So I feel like with this card coming out here, things feel a little bit different in the relationship, right? Like sometimes at the end of the day, I think that you're left feeling a little bit empty or maybe even missing each other, even though you're right next to each other, even though, you might be sleeping in the same bed or being right next to each other, but you're really missing each other because at the end of the day, you're forgetting to take that time, or you're too tired or too busy to take that time and really connect with your person. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like you really miss each other. And this, is starting to feel very different because I feel like in your relationship, and I can see here that you usually are very attentive towards each other's needs and want very, very loving, a beautiful connection, very balanced. And I think that with adding children into the mix, things are a little bit hectic, a little bit busier, of course, and it's like you're really just feeling like you miss that person. And that's absolutely normal. Okay, so this could be about just taking a few minutes out of your day, maybe at night, after the kids go to bed, or making sure kids go to bed at a certain time, and then putting time aside in the day to only connect with your person, in a loving way and an intimate way, whatever way you feel like you're missing and you're wanting, right? But I think that's what this feminine and masculine are having a very hard time accomplishing. So they're actually ending up at the end of the day really missing each other. Okay. So let's go ahead and get another card here. Okay, for this mutual energy, let's go ahead and do that again. For the mutual energy between the masculine and feminine in this reading, excuse me. Okay, so we got what wanted to come out here is the victim card, okay? So victim mentality, this could even be like lack mentality, victim mentality, feeling like or convincing yourself that there's nothing you can do, that it's a hopeless situation, that your hands are tied, and I feel like this is a situation as well where it might be like you feel like family duties or responsibilities to the children are taking up like all of your time, and there's nothing you can do about that, right? And so it's always good to be, mom first or dad first, parent first, and then, everything else, because of course parenting is like the most important job you can ever have, right? And it's also the most tiring and worrisome, and it's just a roller coaster ride for most parents. And I'm a parent. I've actually raised 6 children, and yeah, it's hard, so I totally get it. And it is always a roller coaster ride, and it's really an effort to make time for something that means something to you. And really sometimes you do just feel so drained and so tired, because when you're a parent, it's like you have to do and be all of these things in one, right? So you're not just a parent, but you're also a teacher, and you're also a guide, right? And you're also a comforter, right? And you're also a maid. Let's be honest, okay? When you're a parent, you're a maid, basically. I mean, it feels that way at times, right? But yeah, you have to be, and a chef, let's not forget that. And, all of these different things, right? So it's like, yeah, it can be hard to even remember who you are at the end of the day sometimes. Okay. And I think that that's what I'm feeling here. All right. Honestly, in this connection. So what this masculine or feminine is looking for, who's watching my reading right now, is confirmation, reaffirmation, right? That love and that connection is still there and it's not being lost. And really, I think you've been led here because you miss your person, and I feel that in your heart. Like, I can feel that, sitting on the other side of this camera. So let's go ahead and take a look. I want to see this feminine's energy individually. So let's take a look at this feminine. All right, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at this feminine, Spirit. I want to see this feminine. I want to see who I'm reading for. Spirit, please reveal to me this feminine's energy. Okay, beautiful. And let's go ahead and take a look at this masculine's energy as well. Okay, so Spirit, please reveal to me this masculine's energy as well. Okay, beautiful. All right. So feminine, you got the 8 of Swords, okay? Look at that. So feminine, you feel like you have a lot of responsibilities. There are times where you feel you don't even see your person all day. Okay, there's times where you go all day without seeing them, without speaking to them, without communicating at all, right? And I'm also seeing the word vampire carved in the chest here. Do you see that? My camera is not wanting to focus. Okay, there we go. All right. My camera sometimes, I swear. But yeah, with this card, feminine, you feel like this is what you want, right? This is everything that you want. This is your happily ever after, right? This is the person you want, the life you want. You love your children. You love your person. You would do anything for them. You would never, ever give this life up, right? Like, this is the life that you've dreamed of, okay? But sometimes it feels like you're being drained. You're being drained of all your vital life force and energy. And like I said, sometimes you feel that you go all day without seeing your person, without speaking to your person. And I think that sometimes you might even go all day without even seeing an adult or speaking to an adult, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, you're really kind of left feeling a little bit alone, a little bit unrelatable at the end of the day, right? When you're a parent and you're just talking to children all day, at the end of the day, sometimes you wonder, after a while, if, you can even relate to another adult at this point, especially when it's not a parent, right? But this is just your anxiety and just you feeling drained, right? Of course you can relate. I think we all go through a lot of the same things as parents. We all struggle with, the same things here. I have Aquarius energy here for this feminine, and I think feminine, you really give a lot of yourself to everyone else around you, especially to your children. You are a wonderful, wonderful mother. You're nurturing, you're loving, you care for your children, and I think that You know, any child would be lucky to have you as a mother. So you're doing a great job, and I think that sometimes, you know, you don't have that, you know, reaffirmation about that. And, you know, like I said, like there's days when you don't see or talk to anyone, right? Any adults. And I think that, you know, Spirit wants me to tell you that you are doing a good job. I think that you want to hear that, and sometimes you question that. Okay, so you absolutely are. Don't question that, is what Spirit is saying. So let's get another card here for your energy and towards your masculine. All right, so we got Chaser. So feminine, you kind of feel like you have to like fight for your person's time, for their attention. Okay, it seems like they're distracted, and it seems like they're withdrawn a lot of times. Okay, and again, I just think you're really missing them. Let's go ahead and get another card here for your energy towards them. Conclusion. Okay, so with conclusion here, it's like you are done, right, chasing them. You are done with chasing them for their attention. Okay, it's like you're too tired for that. That's what I'm seeing here. You're like, listen, I don't want to have to chase you to get your time, to get your attention, to feel some sort of connection, you know? I shouldn't have to chase you for that. For the masculine energy, we got the Fool. They don't understand how you've been feeling, feminine, okay? I feel they're kind of oblivious to the way that you're feeling, all right, is really what I'm getting here with the Fool, all right? I do feel like this person, you know, they can be a little bit naive at times, your masculine. That's one thing that I'm picking up about them. And, you know, sometimes they just really do not notice things that are right in front of them. Like, they really sometimes do not pay attention. And I think that you have trouble getting them to pay attention at times. So you're like, hello, masculine, I'm right here, pay attention. Like, yeah, so very Fool type energy. We have more Aquarius here. So we have a lot of Aquarius. All right. They're very inventive. They are like spontaneous, but at times they can be very naive. They are very loyal. Okay. But I think there's also times where you try to tell them something, you try to talk to them about how you've been feeling and the way that you've been feeling alone, or you've been feeling like something has changed here. You've been questioning the relationship. You feel like you're having to chase them for their time or attention. And I think that there's ways that you try to subtly bring it up to them. And it's like they just don't get it. It's like they don't understand, like what they can't understand like subtle hints and things like that. You know, you have to be very direct with this person. That's what I'm seeing about this masculine. Okay. So let's get another card here for the masculine's energy towards the feminine. All right, so we got Lust. If only you knew how much I crave you. So again, we have that energy of I miss you. I miss being with you. I miss connecting with you intimately. I miss your lips. I miss kissing you. I miss touching you, right? I miss having, you know, making love to you, all of these things, okay, having that intimate connection. So they're craving that again. They're really, really missing that as well, okay? But I feel they're not talking about it. Neither one of you are talking about this, okay? Maybe it's like you're too tired, you don't want to bring it up, but this masculine also very strongly desires you sexually. They find you beautiful, attractive. There's something about your lips that they really, really like, okay, is what I'm seeing here as well. So let's get another card for their energy towards you. Winter, look at that. Okay, so I don't know. This is like reminding me of like dry spell energy. You guys are like going through this dry spell of love. Not really of love. The love is still there, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that's what it feels like, okay? This masculine wants passion and they want heat again and they want desire. And that desire is still there within them, but they feel like they haven't been able to fulfill that desire, okay? So they're craving you, all right? They're really, really craving this connection very badly. And I feel like sometimes when you're talking to them, you feel like they're not listening to you. It's because they're staring at your lips. That's what Spirit is saying. So sometimes you're talking to them, you're like, are you listening to me? I know you did not hear a word I just said. And it's true, they didn't, because they're like staring at your lips. Like there's something they really love about your lips and they can't like take their eyes off of them a lot of times when you're speaking. So it like hypnotizes them. So let's go ahead and get further into this reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at the feminine's thoughts towards her masculine. Feminine, what are you thinking about this masculine right now? What is going on, right? Like, what's going on in your mind? Okay, let's go ahead and get the emotions too. How do you feel about the situation, feminine? And let's go ahead and take a look at the intentions. What do you actually want, right? What do you need in your heart? Okay, and what about your actions? What actions will you take? Okay. Beautiful. All right, so for your thoughts, feminine, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. You are like, are you cheating, masculine? I want to know if you're cheating. I want to know if you're going behind my back, if you're paying attention to someone else, if you're sleeping with someone else, okay? Because I surely have to chase you for your time and attention. You definitely don't talk to me. I can go all day without talking to you at times, okay? So feminine, in your mind, you're like, are you cheating? Is there someone else? Okay? That's what you're thinking. You're actually thinking this, but you haven't said it. You haven't brought it up to them. Okay, so you've really held back on doing that. All right, because, you know, with the Hierophant here, you do trust them. You guys are married or you are committed, all right, in a serious relationship nonetheless, and you do trust them, okay, with the Hierophant. All right, you trust them, you love them, you trust their word. And with the 4 of Pentacles, you know, what you really want is to just let go. I think you've been holding so much inside and so much back. And with the Star, you want healing and intimacy, and you want, you know, release. I feel like the Star, you know, she's putting water into the river. That's about like a releasing of emotions, a connection, you know, connecting emotionally and intimately with someone else and being able to just let go. And I feel like you haven't done that in such a long time is what Spirit is telling me. But let's go ahead and get further into your thoughts. So let's take a look further. What else are you thinking, feminine? What else is on your mind? Feminine, let's go ahead and shuffle this. Okay, what else is on your mind, feminine? Let's see here. We had attraction that wanted to peek at me. You know, you wonder if they're still attracted to you. You wonder if they're attracted to someone else. Maybe if they're cheating on you because they find someone else more attractive. Okay, we got work in reverse. All right, you are questioning, like, you know, maybe they're spending a lot of time at work. You feel that. And you're wondering if they could be seeing someone else there at work. So that's been on your mind. If you have a job, like if you don't stay home with the children and you work, it's hard for you to focus right now. You can't focus on your job. You can't focus on your task, your stability, your finances. It's like impossible because you feel so shook up about the thought that they could be attracted to someone else, sleeping with someone else, cheating on you, stepping outside of your commitment in your relationship. And that thought really shakes you up. So it's very hard for you to focus right now on anything because you're having a lot of, you know, a lot of racing thoughts. So let's get another card here for your thoughts towards them. Destruction, okay? So you feel like if this is true, this is the end. This is the destruction of the relationship, okay? That's how you feel. That if this is true, there is no working it out. It's over. That's just how you feel, okay? We have in your emotions the Hierophant, Taurus energy. By the way, we have Libra and Taurus, a lot of Venus energy. So you and your masculine might actually share a Venus sign, okay? But I feel like there's some sort of astrological conjunction with Venus, maybe in the 4th house for you two as well, or the 7th house with the Libra, okay? So that's going to be a significant marking in your chart. But with the Hierophant here, you know, again, in your heart, in your emotions, you feel that you trust your person. You're trying to trust them. You're trying to trust your heart. You don't think that they would ever cheat on you, that they would ever hurt you in that way. They've always been loyal. There's nothing that has made you feel they've been unloyal up to this point. Okay, you could be worried about certain influences. Okay, that's another thing that I'm seeing here. People around your masculine. Okay, but you're trying to have faith and you're trying to trust. And that's really the main thing here, because in your heart, this is a spiritual commitment as well as a physical one. You know that. Okay, this is your person. And so you're just trying to trust that. And that's why you haven't said anything. That's why you haven't brought it up to them. So let's get another card for your emotions towards them. You miss them. You miss the connection. And you feel like when you guys do connect, okay, when you do take time out for each other, it's spiritual. It's beautiful. Okay. So, yeah. And, you know, days when you don't see them, you get a lot of doubts in your mind. And then other days when you do see them, even just seeing them, the glimpse of their face, a smile, a look your way, you know, a wink, a kiss, whatever it is, it reminds you that life is so much better with your person in it. It solidifies that trust and that faith that you have in your commitment and your person. And it satisfies and calms all of those doubts in your mind. Because when you look into this person's eyes, what you see is loyalty. What you see is a look that looks into your eyes, deep into your soul, and says, I'm committed to you, heart, spirit, and soul. And you know that it's true. You feel it in your heart. But your heart also misses this person very much so. Like we talked about earlier in the reading. So let's take a look further at the emotions that this feminine feels towards her masculine. Okay, we got the answer is no in reverse. So you feel like every time you set time aside, every time you make plans, every time you have the thought or the idea that you're going to try to reconnect, spend a little time with this person, talk to them, you know, it's like something always comes up. There's always an obstacle. There's always something else. It's like their work is never done. Your work is never done. It's always constant, moving. And then at the end of the day, it's tiring. What you want is to let go again. First off, you're tired of feeling alone. I see a feminine in a house and they feel very alone. Okay. Sometimes you feel like you're a part of the house, right? Like you just feel so alone. You know, and again, there's times when you really don't have much adult interaction, even, and, you know, life of a parent, right? But what you are really, what your soul and your heart is wanting right now is to uproot that routine that you have, to rip it up out of the ground, right? To try something new and spontaneous, to feel that energy again, you know, to take those pentacles and turn them into wands, passion and intimacy, and to really be able to let go and establish that connection. You also want physical connection with your person. Okay, you want to feel their touch. You want to connect with them physically, sexually, all of the above. Okay. Let's get another card here. What do you really want? And Spirit's saying, listen, that's what you really want. Some spontaneity, right? To break that routine. All right, we got the Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. But to me, the Queen of Swords is very Libra. So we have boundaries, independent. Okay, so feminine, you want to have a conversation with them. You want to have a sharp and assertive conversation, and you're ready to speak your mind. Okay, you are not going to hold back because you've been holding back. And guess what? It's starting to build. And that build is turning into doubt. And that doubt is turning into confusion. And that confusion is turning into losing a little bit of faith in this connection day by day. And, you know, like I said, you do trust them. You do have that faith. But at what point does that doubt break it, right? So that doubt is becoming a very heavy boundary and barrier and boulder for you to carry. So you want to have a conversation, okay, about breaking this routine, about doing something out of the ordinary, okay, letting go for once. Yeah, look at that. To break that routine for once, okay? And maybe only once, you know, just enough to get, you know, feeling that excitement again and the, you know, feeling like you have a little break from your everyday routine. And that's good for anyone, right? So, feminine, that's what you truly do want. All right, we have the star for the actions you want to take. Sorry, my cat is trying to break into his treats again. With the star, we have more Aquarius energy here. Okay, so feminine, you have made a wish to spirit, to the universe, to the night sky, on a star, on the moon. to bring this relationship back together, to reconnect with them, to feel intimacy, to feel that emotion again, to heal this connection. And you're feminine, you are going to do what it takes to heal it. You are ready to have the conversation. You are ready to open your heart. You are ready to embrace whatever it is they have to tell you. Let's go ahead and get another card here. And, you know, I just want to point out part of the reason why you're so ready to embrace this is because you already know in your heart and your soul and your spirit that they have not cheated on you, that they're not going to say anything like that, and you know that in your heart. Okay, we got separation. So this is separating yourself from the anxiety, from the fear, okay, from the doubt. All right, you're going to try to do this in order to heal your relationship. All right, so we got tribe. So this is really, again, I feel like tribe is like kind of where you belong, you know, with tribe here, or where you feel you belong. And it's also similarities, you know, but with this here, this is separation from the tribe, right? Because this is breaking away from the routine and the ordinary and the expected and doing something spontaneous, right? So, yeah, that's beautiful energy, feminine. Let's go ahead and see what spirit wants to tell you about your energy. So, feminine, you definitely, I think you need to drink more water. That's what spirit is telling me here. Okay, so you could feel dehydrated. I think that, yeah, spirit's saying don't forget to drink more water. It really helps you to stay balanced. And sometimes you can forget to drink water, especially when we're very busy in our life, right? So, you know, I feel like you could be dehydrated, and take mine to drink a little more water, okay? We also have choose peace. Okay, so Spirit's saying, do not choose doubt, do not choose suffering, choose peace instead. Okay, so you already know in your heart the answers. Okay, you already feel it. If your person was doing something, if they were cheating on you, you would feel it, you would know it pretty almost instantly. Okay, Spirit is also saying gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself, feminine, at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. So nothing too harsh. And actually, I'm getting gentle sounds of running water, rushing water, streams, waterfalls. That is really going to be connect you with a very peaceful energy. So if you're struggling to find peace some days, connect with that water energy. I really feel that for you. Okay. So let's take a look at the masculine's thoughts towards his feminine. What is this masculine up to, you guys? Let's find out. Spirit, what is the thoughts this masculine has towards his feminine? Okay. And Spirit, please reveal to me the emotions this masculine feels towards his feminine. Okay, well, this was in reverse. Let's take a look at the intentions. Okay. And the actions that they really want to take towards their feminine. Okay. Okay, so for the masculine energy, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, we have the Sun in reverse. We have the Hanged Man here, excuse me. And 4 Cups in reverse. So I find it very, very interesting here that all of this masculine's cards came out in reverse besides the Hanged Man. I think that's very telling. The Hanged Man is also Major Arcana, okay, which is telling me this masculine feels very stuck in their routine and in their life. And they are wanting freedom. Okay, I think they have this victim mentality. Like, I can't help it. I have to work. I have to provide. I have to do all of these things. But you know, instead of listening, they're instead playing the victim, which is holding them back. So they're making excuses for the reasons why they're not really present in the relationship, when really there are no excuses. Okay, I have Pisces, Leo, Aries, and Cancer here. All right, so there really are no excuses, okay? And with the Hanged Man here, I do feel like they go every time you try to bring up how you're feeling and the way you feel in this relationship and your expectations, your intentions, the way that you would like things to be. I feel like they get very defensive. Okay, they get very defensive. They talk about how, you know, they've sacrificed so much, how they've like worked all the time, how they, you know, have been like this martyr in the relationship, sacrificing their time, their energy, but they're not looking at what you have sacrificed. But I can tell you that deep down inside, they do know that. And they're getting defensive because there's guilt there. Okay, because what you're saying is true and it stings them in their soul. Okay, and so they get defensive because it hurts. All right, and that's where that is coming from. I'm telling you, I see it here. It stings them in a very spiritual place. Okay. So this person also is not happy with the way that their relationship is going. Their feminine in this reading is their sunshine, is their light, is their happiness, is their everything. Okay, but they are holding themselves back from that happiness, from that light and that joy of the connection. And it all because they want to ignore. So I'm seeing they're ignoring facts. They're ignoring what you're saying to them. This is cognitive dissonance in the way that their life is going, the consequences of ignoring, not paying attention, right? With the 4 of Wands in reverse, it feels like the commitment, the marriage, the relationship is crumbling little by little. And they tell themselves, well, there's nothing I can do. I've done nothing wrong. I've sacrificed. I've been a martyr. I've gone to work. I've given my all to this relationship. But deep down inside, they know that they haven't. Deep down inside, there's a nudging feeling that they could have given more, that they should have given more. More time, more attention, more love. And that's when they get defensive. But when they lay down at night, when they go to bed at night, it's the last thing on their mind. Trust and believe that. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers for those thoughts. Okay. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the thoughts the masculine has towards their feminine in this reading. Okay, so we got playing games. So they don't think you're being serious when you bring these things up, feminine. And they don't take things seriously. They really kind of mentally disconnect themselves. This is cognitive dissonance. They tell themselves it's not real. They tell themselves that it's just wasting time to sit here and talk about it and argue about it because they have responsibilities and things they have to do. Okay. They might even tell themselves they don't have time to have fun right now. And they might even try to make you feel guilty by telling you they don't have time to have fun. They don't have time for anything that they enjoy, right? But they're not taking the situation and the conversation seriously. And deep in their heart, they know that they should. Okay, deep in their heart, they don't want to lose you. Let's get another card here for their thoughts towards you. Yeah, so in their thoughts, they also want a return to stability, to feeling that connection, to attention, to feeling like there's somewhere, you know, that you two belong together, you know? And I think that it's like you're disconnecting from each other and that fact and that feeling. And this is really, he does want to return to that. He just doesn't know how. And then he makes excuses for it, you know, and he doesn't take it seriously. It might even be too traumatic for him to process because in this masculine's life, this feminine is their happiness. So they don't want to hear how their feminine isn't happy, right? It hurts them in their soul. Yeah, look at that. In their emotions, the sun in reverse, they do not want to hear their feminine's unhappy because that would mean everything they've given, everything they've worked for, everything that they've sweat for, bled for, cried for, you know, everything that they've put into this connection, the life you have together, your commitment would be for nothing. It would all be in vain. And they can't handle that right now, that thought. Of course, they're not looking at it clearly, but that's almost their trigger reaction. We're looking at the emotions here. So in all reality, this masculine cannot stand the thought of their feminine being unhappy with them. It makes them feel shameful, dishonorable. And they can't handle that thought because this masculine lives every day to try to make you happy. They've given everything they can to try to make you happy and to please you. And so they can't handle the thought that you aren't. It hurts them in a way that feels so undescribable, like a shattering of the heart and the pride and the emotions all at once. So let's get another card for their emotions towards you, feminine. We got shadow work. Okay. It came out in reverse. I'm exploring my inner darkness to become a better person. All right. So yeah, this person doesn't want to do that, right? They don't want to do that. We got fatal event in reverse. I'm sorry for what I've done. There's not a whole lot I could say. In reverse. Okay. So their heart is telling them to stop, to pay attention, that there's some truth that needs to be illuminated to you. This is a spiritual truth, and you know it's a spiritual truth because you feel it in your soul. And they do feel it. We talked about that. They feel it in their soul, in their heart, their spirit. And this is going to involve some shadow work. This is going to involve facing your fears, your fear that your feminine isn't happy right now. And it's easy to fix. It doesn't mean that they're not happy with you. It doesn't mean that they're not happy with all of your efforts and everything's been in vain. That is reactionary. That's absolutely not what it means. It means that they miss you. It means that they miss you as much as you miss them. It means that they're trying to reconnect with you on a very emotional and intimate level. And this is really what your soul is craving for. But they get so defensive because they don't want to do that shadow work. They don't want to look and that part of themselves that shuts things out, that plays the victim. But in their heart and their soul, they're sorry for doing this. They truly are. Their higher self is saying, I'm sorry. I'm afraid of exploring this idea. I'm afraid of hearing you say those words. Because all I ever wanted was to make you happy. So let's get another card here for the emotions. Recognition. Exactly what they're afraid of. They're afraid of what's in the shadows inside of their heart, what their soul is trying to tell them, that aching, burning, pulling feeling, telling them, listen to your feminine. Your feminine's not happy with the way things are. Your feminine is feeling ignored, neglected, and feeling like it's a little rocky. They're missing you. And this masculine doesn't want to recognize that because it hurts them so much. So it would seem this masculine's been walking around almost in a daze, focused on their next task they need to get done, and disconnecting from their heart. And they make excuses for this. Feminine, you are their excuse. We got the Hanged Man and the intentions. Okay, this is going deeper. This is spiritual insight. This is a new perspective. Okay, so what their heart truly wants and their intentions is to gain that new perspective, is to listen. Okay, is to dissolve all of this physical stuff like work and excuses and everything else, dissolve it all into the spiritual and see what's left underneath it all. Feel the truth, the intimacy, the connection, and the depth. Explore it. This is shadow work. Bring it out to the surface. Talk about it. Resolve it. Recognize it so you can resolve it, right? Return to a state of awareness and recognition. Take it seriously. Truly in your heart, masculine, that's your true intentions. And your soul and your spirit. But your mind don't want to hear it. And there's a part of your heart that can't stand to hear that. And I see that. Take a look at the intentions further that you have. What does your soul, your spirit, your heart really want? Okay, so this masculine does have a lot of regrets. Okay, they regret a lot of the things that they should have done, that they should have said, that they should have paid attention to, that they should have recognized, but they never did. They never did bring it up. They never did listen to you. They acted like they were too busy, you know, and now, and they're saying that was a fatal flaw. I should never have done that. I should have never dismissed you. That was wrong, and I'm truly sorry, and I regret it so deeply, and I should have said something. I should have done something. I should have made time for you. So there's regret here. And this is their soul speaking. So this is expressing remorse. This is a new perspective, coming to their feminine with a brand new view, a brand new perspective on the relationship, on what they need to do, on what they need to recognize to return this relationship to what it once was. And let's take a look further at the intentions here. They also need to recognize their own self-worth. Okay? Their self-worth isn't chalked up to how much money they can bring in or what they can provide, right? But their self-worth is chalked up to how you feel about yourself, And I think they're struggling with their self-worth. And that thought that their feminine isn't happy really makes them struggle with their self-worth. So this is not, excuse me, a battle towards you, feminine. This is an internal battle within your masculine, and it's about their self-worth. And you just happen to represent a part of that and their own mind, right? And I'm not saying that's all you represent. Of course, there's a lot of love here. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this instance, this situation, why they are running from this, right? And what you represent and why they're running from you in that way. And because you do represent to them the shadow work, that thing that they need to face, that they don't want to hear because it's heartbreaking to them and it crushes them. But sometimes we have to hear the truth no matter how heartbreaking it is. And sometimes when we hear that truth, you know, we find out that we've been so afraid of something that we shouldn't have even been afraid of in the first place. Like this masculine has no reason to fear this conversation. It's going to make the relationship better. But they've played it up and made it a monster in their mind. And so here it is. And now it's like a domino effect. Now it has become the monster because that's what they made it. So the actions they're going to take, no more ignoring. No more trying to put things out of their mind. But it's time to face them head on. So this is a conscious effort to talk about their emotions with you, feminine. Okay? No more ignoring it. No more pretending it's not there. This is the actions they're going to take. Let's take a look further at the actions here. All right? They don't want this relationship to be over between you. Okay? They're saying, I know there's unfinished business. I know that I shouldn't have ignored this. I should have said things. I should have done things. I should have showed you more attention. But I made excuses. Okay? So they're coming around. So they may not show it right away, but you are going to see this. Okay? Let's get another card here. We have material world. This is someone who also measures their self-worth on material gains, what they can provide. Okay, so this is recognizing true self-worth that has nothing to do with the material world. Okay, it has to do with who you are as a person and respecting who you are as a person and having the courage and the power and knowing truly who you are and knowing how powerful that is and being able to be yourself. And, you know, not letting anybody else tell you who you are or take away any of your value. That is true self-worth. And that's really what this masculine is struggling with. Okay? So their perception was distorted on this, but it is changing. It's turning around. So you guys are going to have this conversation. Okay, I would say very soon. We don't have a time frame here, but let's see if Spirit can give us one. Okay. All right, so we got the 3 of Cups. We got Tower. And we got the 6 of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be within 3 weeks, okay? Because with the Tower, you know, that's sudden, and the 6 of Wands is very fast-moving energy. So I always look at Swords as being the quickest, and then the Wands. So I feel this is 3 weeks, okay? So that's the time frame we have here. And also I feel like with the Tower, it's going to be Scorpio season as well. That's another little side message. So let's get some messages from Spirit here about this masculine's energy. See what Spirit wants to say. Okay. Okay, masculine. The angels and the spirits are telling you to detach from the drama within yourself, within your mind, and stop making this drama inside of yourself a part of your life. It doesn't have to be drama. It's time to set crystal clear intentions and be clear with your intentions. And if you're not sure of someone else's intentions, ask them. This is Archangel Michael here, who's coming out in your reading. And Archangel Michael is saying, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Okay? And what you desire is a detachment from the drama, and that starts from within. And Archangel Michael is here to protect you, okay, from any, inner battles or demons that might pop up. You have spiritual and divine protection. Okay? You can do this. So let's go ahead and close out this reading by getting some messages. I'm actually going to do both, okay? So first we're going to get a couple messages to the masculine from the feminine. And now we're going to get a couple messages from the masculine to the feminine. Okay, so feminine, here's what you want to tell your masculine. Listen, I am not over you. This relationship is not over, okay? So please, stop it, right? Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting your self-worth and this love. I would do all of this over again with you. If I had the choice, I would choose you all over again. I would choose you in the next lifetime, and I would live this life exactly as I've lived it with you up to this point all over again, because I love you that much. I'll never be over you. I'll always love you. And the masculine message to the feminine is, I'm completely committed to you. You should know this. You should feel this in your heart. There is no one else that I'm interested in. There's no one else more attractive to me than you. I'm completely committed to you. And I know a lot of times I don't take our conversations seriously, but I promise you, I do take our commitment seriously. And they also want to tell this feminine they're recovering, okay? They are going to face the shadow work. They're going to do what it takes because they are that committed to this love and this relationship, okay? So that is the reading that I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you would like a personal reading like this one, that information is down below in the description box. And if you enjoyed the reading or if it resonated with you, let me know in the comments section and leave me a like and subscribe. And also, if you'd like to share the video, you can do that as well. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.